delete it? And the answer is yes and no. I mean, in one sense, yes, I could delete it. I could rm-rf / if I chose to, but I am the sole owner, for better or worse, and I could do that. But one is, again, that would destroy just such a huge investment of my time and life, and again, that of tens of, again, millions and millions of people, and dozens of, hundreds of moderators or volunteers over the years. So it would be just such a colossal waste in that sense. It would be just such a disappointment to kind of throw it out the door like that. I think that's the epitome of throwing the baby out with the bathwater, kind of, that kind of saying. And the other question being, again, do I really have the right to? And I guess the answer there is no, because again, I mean, in another sense, I mean, yes, the site, the entity belongs to me, ownership wise, but it also belongs to the community who, as many like to remind me, built this site over the course of the past 11.5 years, along with, as kind of in concert with the team. So I think it really wouldn't benefit anybody to punish the larger community and the world in a certain way, because of the actions of a few, or the disinterest or the whatnot of the one. And on the other hand, I think it would be really fascinating. I mean, I have kind of fantasized about it in the sense that, I mean, think about this. I mean, what other, again, if 4chan were to shut down tomorrow, which again, it's not, but if it were, let's just play a mental game. What would that look like? I mean, that's unprecedented. I mean, Dig is an example of a community that kind of shot itself in the head and really just fucked up, and all of their users left to go use Reddit. But it would be unprecedented to have a community of 4chan size cease to be overnight. And that's fascinating from again, like a historical perspective, from a sociological perspective. And I would be really curious to see. I mean, it would just be, imagine just rampaging neckbeards, autists in neckbeards, just trampling. It'd be like the Vikings, just raping and pillaging and just trampling the web in search of a new home, and invading every other community. I mean, for all of the outsiders, for all of the external kind of parties that have called for the shutdown of people in the media, or the quote unquote SJWs, the boogeyman of the moment. They've called for the shutdown of 4chan. I mean, 4chan is basically the B of the internet, and that, B is to 4chan what 4chan is to the rest of the web, and that B is kind of like, the catch-all. It's the insane asylum of 4chan, and it's kind of the, the containment board for 4chan. And 4chan, in a lot of ways, is kind of the containment board, the containment website for the entire internet. And so it would be pretty amazing to see what would, what would happen to the greater internet if this containment chamber of sorts for 20 million people were to just all of a sudden just be, off their leash, kind of off their meds. And so, I mean, maybe you just convinced me, and no, I'm kidding. But so that would be, I mean, there's part of me that's been like, wow, that, again, it would be unprecedented. It would be such an incredible experiment. But, again, reason prevails, and unfortunately, I'm not gonna, do that. So, again, I think the internet's a much better place with 4chan around rather than 4chan not around. So, as Moot said, a LMAO allowed on the stream. That's from the chat. Now I have shout out to aliens. Now people are going to correct me and go, it's not A, it's I. It's not LMAO, it's LMAO. It's not Sage, it's Sage. This is getting fun. Drinking sugar has really helped with my everything. Got to get that hashtag Bance. wonder if I'm driving people away. Okay, we're about 39,000 listeners right now, so I've driven a few people away with my bants. Let's see. This is a great question. 3513. Moot. Why do you not hate the Jews? Because I don't hate anybody, my dear Anonymous. I mean, I can honestly tell you here, there are probably 2 people in the entire world, and now you're all going to try to figure out who these people are. You don't know who they are, but there are probably 2 people that I actually have a strong distaste for. And by that, I mean I wouldn't want to sit down at a dinner table with them. I don't go to sleep cursing them under my pillow. I don't write them angry emails. And these are people I've had personal interactions with, not strangers. I don't have that capacity in me, at least not yet. And I don't think I ever did, which again, maybe is something that really confuses me these days about the community. But anyway, there are probably 2 people in the entire world that I've known personally that I have such a distaste for that I wouldn't want to have a meal with them. And that's it. That's the extent of that distaste. So I don't really have any distaste for any, really persons, or especially people I don't know, or group of persons based on any, factor, because I don't understand that. Again, there's probably a lot I don't understand about the world, because I think that most of the world would not feel that way. But again, life is short. It was funny when I was posting on poll a few weeks ago, a few months, or what was it? I guess last month, really early this month, and I was posting one of these, these threads about cuckolding and, Gawker, SJWs, blah, blah, blah. And we actually got, it was really interesting. I lost my train of thought. The thought of cuckolding just really took me away. Fuck, I completely lost my train of thought. Damn it. It'll probably come back to me. Let's see. 3522, if Dubs, Moot kills himself on stream. All right, well, I got to make it to 8 hours before that happens, but maybe I can please you all and get some helium. Shout out to Veteration. Thank you for the song. Why did you never ban the BGA's Moot? Why did you let me become Reddit? 3543. I'm pretty sure we did for a long time. Again, we've not been kind to these kind of third-party kind of community efforts over the years. Again, not singling anybody out, but exactly that. Not singling anybody out, not whitelisting anything. We've more or less had a pretty blanket ban. As it turns out, again, being the second fastest board, it's very hard to stop hundreds or thousands of people from trying to discuss something that they want to discuss. And so maybe the VGA has kind of slipped by, but we've really not tried to kind of play favorites, or at least not to my knowledge, or at least not at my direction. So winter's coming up, Moot. What will you be listening to in bed with your GF on cold winter nights? 3552. Well, that feel with no GF. I don't even know how you say it. Carrot? Greater than, and GT, semicolon, TFW, no GF. Probably Neutral Milk Hotel, that would be my pick. Did you ever get that Greyhound? You must be from Anne, 3570. Maybe I mentioned that in old. Yeah, my fantasy is to, when I retire in the woods upstate, is to get to adopt a Greyhound. I think they're great dogs. I mean, it's really sad for those of you that don't know much about Greyhounds. They live a lot of their life, or racing Greyhounds at least. If you adopt a racing Greyhound, it sucks. I mean, they're basically crated all day. They get to eat. They get to stretch out and they just get to race. I mean, it's a really sad existence. They're not treated that well.